guys, back again. So I've started a bit of work on Camo's Valiant Ute, and I have begun the process of mini-tubbing this thing. So we had a bit of a discussion and figured we are in this for a fair bit of work, so we decided to start mini-tubbing this. Get all the sheet metal work done. That way then it buys him a bit more room for the tyres. His only limiting factor will be the fact that Valiants have the leaf spring on the outer side of the rail, so he's not going to get the maximum benefit of this till he four-links it. But for now, at least all the sheet metal will be done on the body. So then really it's not going to be cutting up the tray or anything after paint, which will be good because I don't want to do this any more than I have to. But the original plan was to stretch the factory tubs that were in there, but looking at it all, so I've unpicked it all carefully, taken all the spot welds out. We've removed the bump stop mount, which I've unpicked, and I will look at possibly using the factory bump stop but switching them onto the inner side of the rail. But I need to put all the diff back in and everything like that to work out how we're going to set a bump stop up again in it. Shouldn't be hard, it's the least of the problems. But after looking at it all and the way stretching the tub and everything, we're not really going to gain a lot on the inner edge of this tub here, because right here it starts to tip in. So moving that back into the rail, it's still got that curve which hinders the tyre up in this area here. So we decided to scrap the idea of using the factory tub, go for a wheel tub that I got from Max's garage, and go straight down here and then straight. So cap all this in and everything like that to maximise all that area in there. So, but yeah, I've got all that one cut out and everything, so there might be a little bit more cutting I have to do on that, because now that we're not using the factory tub and stretching it, I have to widen that out a little bit more. But it's all going rather nice and smoothly. And yeah, they've all been unpicked and cut out nice and cleanly, so it'll all go back in real nice. And I'll put a few details in there, a couple of dimple dyes and stuff like that. So, but we do have the tubs here. I picked this up from my good mate Max, Ben, out at Max's garage. So did me a solid and I went and picked those up last weekend, so we can get cracking into getting this thing done. So yeah, so first port of call is to get this other side all cut out like the other side. I did accidentally jump the gun and unpick the bump stop from this side without filming it. So there won't be that, but the rest of it I'll try and film as much as I possibly can. So let's get stuck in and start getting these tubs out so we can get the new ones in. Alright, so I've pre-drilled all the spot welds in there, so I thought I'd show you guys this. So this here is my, if it'll focus, preferred spot weld drill bit. Everyone has their own opinions on what tooling and everything, but this one, I thoroughly like this one. I do still have the old regular run-of-the-mill spot weld drill bit, but this one's my go-to. I still keep these though, because there is sometimes the other one isn't really efficient as this one can be for certain things, but for this job I will be using my preferred spot weld drill. and get all of these spot welds drilled out. So let's get stuck in and use this thing. That right there is why I do prefer this spot weld drill bit sometimes. And if we get in there, the spot weld that's double spotted in the same spot. This one has a center punch bit, and generally you can get both of them instead of trying to guide the drill. I don't know. Either way, that's my preferred reason as to why I jumped to this one, but and simple as that. Let's crack on and get them all spotted out. So the spot welds are drilled, and next port of call is going to be to mark this out, to cut down here, and also this has welds, a couple of stitches all the way around it, so I need to run the grinder down those just to cut those a little bit so I can get that top tub out. So then I have access around to cut that sheet out and the lower sheets. So we'll get stuck in, mark this out, make the cuts. So we've got the cuts made. So you can see where all the stitch welds were, and there's our cut there. So next port of call is to extend this cut down and then across here to meet where the spot weld's been unstitched, and the same on the other side. Bring that cut down into there, and that will bring out this piece here. So we'll get stuck in, cut that out, and then remove the tub. that's the wheel tub out. A few little things fought me on that one, and there's one thing that fought me on the other one as well, and that was just for them to drop out. Right here is a big daub of like sealer that stops that compressing in that area a little bit, so tub was a little bit stuck to some of that stuff, but it's pretty gross stuff. Yeah, so tub's out. Now we're on to the next piece, which is to mark and cut this piece here out to this side of the pinch weld. So we're not messing with the chassis rail whatsoever. We are only touching the sheet metal. So yeah, probably about a couple of mil you could gain if you went right to the rail, but I'm not the kind of person that's going to mess with that. So we're only going to the pinch, which is more than enough. Like I said, it gets him 70 mil of tyre clearance. If you're going to go further than that, this gets a bit crazy. There is a million ways that people do this. This is just how I do it. This is the cleanest way I can see of doing it to not mess with the car a lot. All we're trying to do is buy a little bit more wheel space, which is not reinventing the wheel. Everyone's done it for years on end. Different ways of doing it. Again, just my way of doing it. So next step, mark that out, cut that. Once we've cut that, then we go up and mark the top and cut the top section out. And then it's basically from that point is just cleaning everything up, ready to start getting these tubs ready to go in. And that's where all the fun stuff starts. So let's get stuck in and get these last pieces cut out and start cleaning everything up.